Alright, welcome to my video. My name is Eckogen. We'll go over the mechanics and changes to the third boss in BT. This boss fight is the easiest out of all the other bosses in this raid. So the raid needs to be split in half. You need a range tank on Spear General Moyun and a melee tank on Shield General Shuna. You want a little bit more DPS on the shield side as the mechanics on the spear side deal damage. When the fight starts, on the spear side, you want the range with the highest DPS to tank it. So let's pretend that we're on the spear side right now. The range tank will be tanking him along this line here where I have my mouse moving back and forth. So this is where the range tank will be. On the shield side, the melee tank will be right around where I have my mouse moving in the circle there. So that way the wall is to his back. So because on the shield side, the boss does a lot of knockbacks, and if the tank does get knocked back, at least they'll get knocked back into the wall. They can quickly recover and get back to the shield boss. So be sure to give the range tank 5 to 10 second head start to deal damage to ensure that they do not drop threats. Any melee aggro on the Spear General will result in it dropping a fire AoE all around him. And this fire AoE is quite persistent, it lasts for quite a bit, and it does a lot of damage. For the Shield General, it has to be a melee tank because if you're further than 4 meters away from him and you have threat, he'll enter a shield mode, and this shield mode will heal him. So the people DPSing on the shield boss needs to remain close to him just in case threat changes. For the entire duration of this fight, the zone outside of this area that you start in is a death zone. So the instant that you step into it, you will die. Now, when you see this message right here where it says General Moyun is analyzing the intruder's weaknesses, it's pretty much the start of the laser phase. The spear side will always do this first, and then roughly 30 seconds after, then the shield side will do it. So the boss will scan a 1 by 8 meter hitbox in front of them 4 times. The tank needs to avoid these and not aim it on the raid members. The scans will reset your aggro, and it places a 10-second debuff, which drains 50% of focus every second if you are hit by this. So blue and red lasers will come from either the north or south side in random order, and you want the boss to get hit by the opposite color and be aerialed over the same color. So the shield boss is blue, so you want him to hit the red laser, and then you aerial him over the blue laser. The spear boss is red, so you want him to get hit by the blue laser, and then you arrow him over the red laser. And it's best to use your stun for the CCs on this part. Alright, so shortly after, the shield side will start for the laser phase. Alright, so there. So this is the start for the shield side. So he's going to do 4 scans. And remember that I said that lasers will come from either the north or the south side of the room, and they come in random order. So this time it's the red first and then blue. So since this boss is blue, you want him to get hit by the red, and then we want him to get aerialed over the blue. So now you stun him, and then you arrow him over. And that's it. So you just repeat that. So every minute that message is going to appear, and then you just have to react accordingly based on which color the laser order is. Because sometimes it might be red first, and then blue, or blue first, and then red. And it can come from either side, either north or south. So the bosses do not die until they're both at 1 HP. If you happen to down one before the other one, a warning message will appear. They'll both become immune to CCs and start doing AoE suctions. And then from there, you have about 1 minute to bring the other general down to 1 HP before they enrage. So that's why it's very important to keep the DPS of the bosses very similar, or at least their health very similar anyway. So there's the message again. So he's going to fire 4 scans, so make sure you avoid that. And now this time the lasers are coming from the north side, and then the order is red and then blue. So for the shield guy, you want him to get hit by the red, and then we want him over the blue laser. And then for spear, you want blue to hit him, and then you want him to be over the red. And that's it. You just repeat the mechanics over and over until they're dead. So this is literally all you do for this boss fight. So before the nerf, a huge part of it was to do the crossing mechanics to cleanse the debuff that the generals placed upon the raid. When people started having enough DPS to whale through the mechanics, you would pretty much ignore the crossing mechanics and just use the cat cheese tactics to res the entire raid after the debuff killed them. But with the crossing and debuff removed, it has really simplified this boss and to just the laser mechanics only. So that is all you do for this boss now. So thank you for watching. I'll include the mechanics in the video description below. If you have any questions, please ask. I hope that helped.